The message there is make students to be always curious. From learner's world to doer's world. So don't be never confident. Audio is more that particular, not for clear here. But that's the meaning actually. The lifelong learning is make him to be curious throughout the life. That's the meaning. Throughout the life. So you make him to be more curious and more apt for learning. That's the message actually. Fine. Yeah, a small analogy I would like to give here. So the analogy goes like this. What is this? It's a beautiful South Indian thali. I compare this to a program. It has got a lot of ingredients called program outcomes. Like rice, to salt, which is smallest in size, physical size. Quantity, if you see, rice is small. 2, the salt, which may be there, may not be there. Meaning to say is, number of courses that that addresses the needs of the program goes like this. Most of the courses, PO1. To PO8, I normally call salt as PO8. PO8. Can you eat anything without salt? So, salt is exactly similar to PO8. Okay? So, followed by other things. So, if you can prepare a qualitative meal, then it is easily sellable. And you know, price of a meal in our country varies from 50 to 500 also. So, if you want the thali to be qualitative, every content has to be qualitative in nature. That's one thing. That's one part of it. Next part of it, I leave the same thing as. For example, if you want to go to accreditation, if you don't go with a proper planning in the beginning of the semester, academic planning, what I mean to say is, once you complete delivering the courses, assessing the courses, as per your own routine way, and then finally ask for bringing out the things and put it for accreditation process, every teacher will say, sir, PO 1, 2, 3 is mapping, 6, 7, 8 are all missing. What happens is, without planning, if everyone starts cooking, all will prepare only 3 things, sambar, rasam, papu, that's all. Everyone will bring only 3. Who will bring payasam? Who will bring fried rice? Who will bring other things? So where is it? Meaning to say, if you don't discuss properly in the beginning of the semester, what I call it as academic planning, so that in this semester, let at least one course be dedicated for PO2 strongly. Let's focus. So that from this course, I expect most design component. Fine? Then another 3 courses from PO1. So that you don't, push that design teacher to give more questions on PO1. Leave him with freedom. Fine? Similarly, PO2. More analytical component. This course is reserved for that. So if such a kind of healthy discussion were to happen in the beginning of the semester, then program will become more successful rather than asking every teacher to do, now MBA work starts. Then all teachers will say, sir, everyone has to only rise, sir. All PO1. Then where is other things? Where is Pura, Papu? All those things, nothing. Are you able to understand? So with a proper planning, if we can cook, even if we have cooked this much chutney, it is tasty. So that program becomes complete in nature. That's the meaning. Is it clear? So that is why, my piece of advice is academic planning. That academic planning, if it were to happen at the beginning of the semester, then things will be good. So that accreditation work is not at all a challenge. It's an easy cakewalk. Because through planning it has happened. Otherwise, it has happened in an ad hoc manner. Like everything you read. Also with the Bloom's taxonomy, if you try to compare, this is what I can say, where I don't talk much on Bloom's taxonomy. Because I say POs are embedded with Bloom's taxonomy. My observation is Bloom's taxonomy is hidden in the program outcomes, so that I don't worry much about L1, L2, L3, etc., etc. Because my focus is always on whether am I writing my COs to fall in line with the program outcomes. Because at no place of accreditation document they speak about Bloom's taxonomy. It is something like an interface. It's like something like an interface. For me, ultimately, my objective is to meet the program outcomes. That's all. So, yes? Yes? No. Because not just fundamentals. Not just fundamentals. I made it very clear. Not using fundamentals. New technologies, with new technologies. Fast. Because he needs to think about sustainable development. Otherwise, he is not an engineer. False, is it not? Now it's clear. Because environment is concerned for all of us. Yes. Yes. Still, if you are enthusiastic, you can take this and do it as an activity. Because now I am shifting to my second presentation. So, can you close this? So, thank you for listening to first presentation. Then I will start. Another half an hour. I will give you. Yes. One more presentation. Open there. Approach it in all you close. All this one. Articulation of program and course. That is it. Okay. So, in my first presentation itself, I said COs are the foundation for program outcomes. They need to be qualitative in nature. So now I take some of the cases and some courses in which course outcomes can be written, and is written, fine, is already written. So that we definitely, I am sure you will also have beautiful cases. So it's only what I have with me I am sharing, nothing else other than that. Now the presentation goes in a different form. So that again, these are FAQs which, out of my experience, I have collected together and put it in the form of a presentation. Because around the course outcomes, most of the places where we go, we ask, and very beautiful answers we get. And just I made a collection of all of them, nothing else other than that. So, questions goes like this. So let's go one by one. So, around 21 questions are there. By the time I complete my presentation, all will be answered. Okay, definition for course outcomes. The definition is just like the program outcomes. Program outcomes are at the end of the program, course outcomes are at the end of the course, that's all. Whatever the competencies that a student will gain from your course, if you list them 1, 2, 3, that's course outcome. That is why we say understanding cannot be a part of the course outcome. Is it clear? Because that's a primary assumption. When you have attended all your 39 sessions or 40 sessions or 50 sessions, whatever it is understood. It is understood. Out of that, what he can do, that if you answer, that is nothing but your course. Fine? It's not that he will be understanding the concepts of optical fiber communication. Is it clear? Because the assumption, that's what I said, is understood. You are done. You have understood optical communication. Now, what you will do after understanding that? That if you answer, that becomes a course. That's why we said, understanding network theorems cannot be a course. Why? It is understood. You are taught it thoroughly. Understand structures in programming language. Something, any programming. No use. Cannot be a course outcome. Is it clear? Why we say that is because of this. At the end. And one more is, like most of the places we have seen, people write course outcome 1 for first module, course outcome 2 for second module, course outcome 3 for third module. Even that is also not so appropriate because you have to comprehend at the end of the course, not their module outcomes. If it were to be module outcomes, then I agree. It's module outcome 1, yes. They can do this, they can do this, they can do this, part of module. But nobody has given a non-occasion part, module outcome. It's course. Is it clear? That's why, I discourage that. At the end of the course, all bunched together, understanding or getting into all 5 modules together, what you can do. That if you list out, that's course. Fine. That's all. So definitions, there are a number of definitions I don't read. So a CO is measurable knowledge, skills and abilities that a student has attained at the end of the course on his engagement in a particular course. Engagement with a professor. No, it's fine. Are you not able to hear? Fine. Yeah. What happens is somewhat it will be like a ghost in front of me. Okay. Fine. It's like at the end of the course, this I have already said. In fact, a day may come where if your course outcomes are very qualitative in nature, especially with reference to elective subjects, if it is more interesting and more productive and more useful, the students may start enrolling under you. Days are not far. Days are not far. Okay? Right now, I agree, is not there. But when the maturity among the stakeholders starts increasing, and they will be able to understand, clearly get into what they are able to deliver, then a day may come where a teacher is attracted by students based on his course outcomes. Because I have already said, course outcomes are dependent not alone on the content, they are dependent on the delivery and assessment. If they are strong, students may get attracted. Actually, that is the way our students who are abroad will select. Not getting into course outcomes exactly, but with a renowned institution, with renowned program, renowned professor, will they get attached or not? Why? It's like this. Okay. Right. Yeah, so they define the scope of the course, use the language that is comprehensible to prospective students before they undertake the course. Like I also call them as promises. For a program, promise is program outcome. For a course, promise of course. That's what I call. Then they are measurable, like etc. etc. which I already given. They are demonstrated through assessment, which my friend Professor will speak on assessment much. They are supported through teaching learning activity. So quality of COs is decided by what? Huh? This I already said. I call them as CAD, content, assessment, delivery, TAG, 3 dimensions of the course. If any of this content is weak, let us say if you are very strong in fundamentals and giving only the fundamentals and through black and gold teaching, then also right now in the current scenario you may not excel. Because your delivery mechanism is, because you cannot cover too much. There you will fail. Fine? So delivery also depends. Who will be writing the COs? Led by a course coordinator, right? And vetted by an expert. Not a must, but can COs be measurable? Yes. Fine? So I need not explain. Next. Can the list of COs differ from instructor to instructor in the same program for exact course? Yes? Opinions differ here. Yes, but not advisable. Not advisable. Unless until if there is a huge gap, like for example, signals and systems is one course which most of our electrical and allied branches study. Let us say I am an old school of thinking professor, where I solve many examples only on the board. I don't know even how to start a computer also. Okay, whereas a person like him, he will do all only on PPT, no writing on board. He will give beautiful audio files, video files, ask them to design filters, demonstrate them, beautiful responses, so that student will get almost a real flavor of what a signal is, what is linear, what is non-linear. So that students will go to him or me. Obviously. Because my course outcomes I cannot write. Because my delivery methods have changed. Even though same subject. So we have a broad gap between us. Then I must allow him to go further. So that I must accept, so that it will be helping in meeting the higher program outcomes. Whereas with me, only PO1, PO2, or PO3 at the most. So he may take up to PO6, PO5, all such. So that's the meaning. What are the alternate nomenclatures? People use SMO, CLO, right? How frequently COs can be revised? Only when the content gets changed? Because it is dependent on 3 axes. So anything if it changes, it must be able to allow the change. That's what I said. Because if an old school of thinking professor like me were to take signals, next time if 3 youngsters were to take, I must change, change the course outcomes. That's all. So, any of these 3 were to change, you must allow the change. Okay, otherwise you cannot reap the benefit. Because from the morning I have been telling the mantra is to meet the program outcomes. The basic philosophy is we must make the students, we must lucratively prepare the program so that POs are met. That's our day-to-day affair. Anything that delta contribution that we do in the program, it is for improvement in the program. That's all. One or the other form. Either we are gaining the knowledge or we are disseminating the knowledge.